Hello guys, I wanted to give you guys a garden tour. If you haven't been here before, my name is Bex. Me and my boyfriend Alex, we do thrifting and sometimes garden videos. I'm gonna be making more garden videos I think in the future, but I wanted to show you what I'm doing today. I have some veggie garden, some flower garden, and I'm planting trees today that I'm picking up from the conservation district. So I'll show ya. This is my first one. There's peas all the way at the top, and then we planted like lettuce in between here, but this is my first year trying to plant lettuce and it didn't really sprout much. I think there's some sprouts over there, but it's not really what we hoped for. But my carrots seem to be doing good. I need to thin them out. Alex planted these before we planted the rest of our stuff, and then there's another row of carrots. But yeah, look at how deep those taproots are. That's like almost all it is taproot. And then I made these little signs for them, just so I don't forget what they are. This is my second raised bed. I have a lot of onions sprouting, which is awesome. Just a couple days ago I planted some other stuff. It might be too soon for peppers outside here in Michigan, but I put some down. If they don't work, I have some seeds started inside for that too. Some cilantro and some dill, which haven't sprouted yet. And then up here, I did more basil, pepper, carrot, radish, and some cucumber that I want to grow on this trellis. Got potatoes in this one, some herbs in these two, and I need to fill that pot with dirt. I'm gonna put something in it, but I got parsley and thyme, and then I think there's oregano and something else in here. Basil. Rhubarb. Other than my vegetable garden, I also have a lot of yard garden for flowers and such. I really like it when this crabapple tree is in bloom. It's so pretty. I made this like bird bath garden last year. Got a ton of rocks for free from Alex's parents, and I got the plants under it at a yard sale for quite cheap. And there's a good variety in there. There's sedum, hostas. I don't know what these little yellow flowers are, but they're pretty. But yeah, with free rocks, almost free plants, and I think the bird bath was a really good deal. It was 2 of them, and I can't remember if I paid $20, but they just didn't want to move them because it's so heavy. I can't remember what I paid for it. Last year, I finished up this pond. It used to be just a hole in the ground, looked like the previous owners were burning something in it. This was a lot of rocks to move. And the liners are kind of expensive, but I think it's well worth it. I've seen frogs in here. The birds kind of come up to the waterfall and do a little bath in there. That's kind of why I chose the rocks that I did. And I'm not too concerned on keeping it clear. I kind of want to clean it up a little bit, but the frogs like it kind of like this. It does need to be filled up a little bit. And I need to add more rocks so that they can climb in and out of it easier. But still a work in progress, but I'm really happy to have it. It looks a lot better than just a pit in the ground. And then, oh, beautiful tree. Also, recently, like I think at the beginning of this year, before it started getting green, I started collecting gazing balls. I think they're very pretty in the garden. Oh my god, look at this sea of purple too. Couple different purple flowers in my yard. We got some violets, some grape hyacinth, and I think this is creeping Charlie. I gotta remember what there's like 3 that look really similar, but they are super pretty. Here we are. So I got this gazing ball at an estate sale, and it's surrounded by little purple flowers. These make those like little seed packets. I can try to find one. There's an up close look. What are they called? I forget. My mom says people really like these flowers. I didn't plant them, but like on these stalks, they'll grow out and have like they look like coins, and the seeds are in the little circles. Maybe silver dollar? I don't really know what they're called. Got some flowers that I planted. I planted those white ones. I don't remember the name of it, and these ones too. These ones are super cute. Super cute. I planted some other stuff in here, but I'm not sure what's gonna survive from last year. This is kind of sandy soil. This is allium. I think that's how you pronounce it. The onion family flower. And then under this pine tree, I got a gazing ball I made, some little decorations. I planted some daffodils here, and I want to get some chairs for this. Along my fence line, I'm working on it. I don't really have a ton of flowers that I planted, some of them. Over here, I'm going to try to make a little rock garden. And back here's where I'm going to be planting some pawpaw and maybe a weeping willow and a dogwood back here. I haven't completely decided where I'm going to plant everything. But here's my wannabe rock garden. I have some rocks back here, but not enough. And the ground cover has grown up quite high. But look at my little garden ball I made with the grapevine. And then I also just this year planted some people call them Christmas rose or hellebore. Not 100% sure if I pronounce things correctly, but I did plant some of those back here. Some ferns that are getting kind of crowded out that might not last. Recently got this little bird bath here, and I made all those grapevine balls for the garden just recently and hung them up here. And I think with the flowers, it is just gorgeous. I maybe overdid it with all these little garden balls though. I made so many of them. And this little guy, I made this little brick circular garden last year, planted some irises I got for free. A lady was cutting her irises and throwing them to the side of the road, and I thought she was like thinning them out because I could only see the fronds or the spikes from when I was driving past, so I thought they were whole plants, not just cutting them down for the winter. So I turned around, I'm like, "You're throwing away irises, can I have some?" She's like, "Oh no, I'm not, but I can thin some out for you." And so she did. I'm pretty sure these are just purple ones. And then I I put a piece of, what do you call it? Oh my god. It's for cement. What is it called? That rod. A metal rod. Rebar. That's what it's called. And then, because I found it over here, as we're cleaning up the shed, I want to make it into a chicken coop. It's in rough condition and it's ugly right now. Sorry about that. But eventually I want like this part to be the like indoor part of the coop, and then fence in this part for like a protected outdoor area, and have a little gate where they can free range as well. That's the plan anyway. But while cleaning this up, I found some rebar, and there's a bunch of pots in that shed. There was a lot of trash in there, so I couldn't get to it for a long time, but we're finally have the time to kind of get to it. So I made this little thing because I've seen other people do similar. And I just put some annual plants just for some more color. Some snapdragons and petunia. This is along kind of like my front yard, the side of my house. I have a few flowers planted here. Put a daffodil there. There's a hosta right there. Peonies. I love peonies. Peonies, irises, lilacs. Those are probably my favorites. Although it's hard to say. I like almost everything. I got some daylilies that I got for free. More lilies, more irises. More of this ground cover. I don't know what this is. If any of you guys know what that is. A little tree that's probably too close to the house. I'll probably have to move that. And we're at the front of the house. Along this fence, there's a bunch of hostas. And then these are 2 big walnut trees with some irises. And my lovely, lovely lady statue, Venus. She has some hostas, some lilies. Then over behind her, I have an unfinished peony bed. But I have quite a few peonies in here. 1, 2, 3. There's another one over there. 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 7. I need to weed it and put more mulch down and everything. And get more rocks. Then here I want to grow some grapes. The one I planted last year is this one. It's not doing too hot. It does have some new leaves popping. And then I just planted that one. Here by my shed, I have some raspberry bushes, a bleeding heart. I love bleeding hearts. It's gotten quite a bit bigger. I just planted it last year. These pawpaws have pretty good roots on them. And I got holes dug over here. Me and my new pawpaw friend will thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And if you, I might do a part 2 if people like this garden tour. Are you gonna get it?